Welcome to the Humansfromaplace podcast presented by the Lightbulb Network. This is a music podcast about the music you should know. From John Coltrane from the 50s to today's best country artist, which is Young Thug, we got you covered. We will be releasing episodes weekly. Eventually, we hope to launch mini-sodes during the week. Those might be just an album review or talking about a specific song that came up or anything like that. I hope you guys enjoy the show. This is our first episode, and here's our intro. Alright guys, well welcome to the first episode of the podcast. I think the first thing we should do is introduce ourselves, so that's what we're going to do. My name is Scott, and I'll be the main host. My co-host is Kyle. He'll be saying what's up. Kyle, say what's up.
What's up, Lightbulb?
It's the Lightbulb, dog. It's not literally, you're not talking to a fucking light bulb. Anyway, I'm your host, and yeah, here we go. So I think music's probably one of the most important things about life. Music gets you through a lot of things. It get you through a shitty day. It get you help a good day be better. Music's fucking awesome. But my musical journey is kind of a weird one. I worked for Live Nation in the guest services department, which is like ticket taking, security, all that kind of bullshit, for a couple, 3 years. It was fun. I got to see a lot of shows for free, got to meet a lot of cool people, got to see, behind the scenes of what goes into major events like that. But it's a different perspective. And then on my own, I also go to a lot of concerts. I love going to shows. It's probably one of my favorite things to do in life. A lot of my best moments in life have been spent at a concert, and I probably spend maybe an hour to 2 hours a day just listening to music. It's not always new music. It could be just an old album. I'll throw it on in the background, but I listen to albums. I pick an album and I listen to the whole album at once. That's just kind of how I was raised to listen to music.
I was introduced to music through my grandfather, and his favorite bands were like Chicago and Steely Dan. So like classic rock with like horns infused into it. I was into classic rock for a very long time. Eventually I got into like grunge and then even like rap music. More today, I listen to soul and jazz, I would say, are the music that I most listen to. And where I agree, like definitely you gotta listen to albums throughout. I think music is important to me because, like he said, there's music for every emotion. Like, anything you're feeling, like, just to make you feel better, even to relate to how you're feeling, and I just love that. While Scott, like, goes to a ton of shows, and, like, that's a ton of, like, his appreciation for music, I literally am digging in crates for records all the time. Like, I literally was at a record store yesterday. That's all I do. Again, I listen to a ton of music, at least like 2 or 3 new albums every single day. By new, I don't mean like brand new today. It could be from the 50s or 60s or newer, but I'm just always listening. I don't feel like I've listened to enough.
There's always more, too.
Exactly. There's always more music to listen to. Today, there's a ton being released. There's so much music from the past, and we just try to bring you highlights from that.
I think the funny thing about music too is it's almost like a language where you could as soon as you see someone you know if they speak your language. Hey, what's up? Oh, you speak English? Cool, you understand me. You go up to someone and be like, yo, you listen to that new Anderson .Paak album? What's an Anderson .Paak? Is that like a tool company? Like, yo, did you go to Home Depot and pick up the Anderson .Paak drill? Like, that sounds like a fucking drill. Like, yo, like, fuck that shit. Okay, so our first segment, that's going to be our reoccurring segment, just so you guys know. It's called What's Poppin', for the culture, by the culture. This segment's going to be about kind of the week in review. in social media and music, so it could be the biggest trending stories from the week, what was funny, was there a meme, some shit like that. The first one, in my opinion, is probably one of the worst crimes in history that I've heard. I don't know how somebody hasn't been killed yet. Schoolboy Q's dog is missing. Well, it's not missing. It just got sent to the completely wrong fucking place by United Airlines. Schoolboy Q tweeted out,
"You guys are idiots at United. How you put my dog on the wrong flight? I need answers."
And United hasn't responded or really said shit.
They did respond, just like DM us about it, but I don't think they've released a public statement about it.
But it's Schoolboy Q's fucking dog. Like, he's flying first class at minimum. How the fuck do you lose a dog? I don't know. I can't comprehend that.
Okay,
part.
So it's Schoolboy Q, so, like, he's rich. Like, he could just hop on another flight, go grab his dog again, iron out the shit with United later. The thing is, what if that's an average person? I don't got the money to book another flight, like, to go just get my dog that I didn't even screw up the situation. Like,
not only that, they fucked up the dog. That dog's not coming back right. Like, that dog is going through traumatic experiences while flying. It's being treated as luggage.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh shit, we lost your luggage, aka an animal. I was about to say a human.
A living animal, though.
A conscious being. And now, when you get it back, it's probably going to be pretty fucked up. But we're going to our next little topic, Chance the Rapper. Some of you guys may have heard of this guy. He wants to save SoundCloud, but SoundCloud doesn't really need saving, according to the CEO. There's been some mixed stuff going out, but it's good to see Chance is trying to save everything. I don't think there is a thing in this world that Chance the Rapper thinks he couldn't save. What do you think about that guy?
I mean, yeah, Chance is definitely trying to do it all. We should have really known at the beginning, because if SoundCloud was really tanking, it wouldn't be like a 50-day notice like they said. Like, we would know months in advance. Like, it wouldn't just be like, oh, the company is going down. Like, but I appreciate that, like, Chance was still trying to save it, I guess. Like,
well, I don't
like, Chance, like, literally thinks he can do anything right now.
Which is fine, good for him, but it's like, hey man, we're dealing with $50-100 million deals up here. Hey Chance, like, there's not much you're gonna be able to do. You got influence, but yeah, you got those private investors for us lined up. I don't know.
Nah, I don't know, because the misconception with Chance, though, is that a lot of people, like, just assume he's, like, the normal independent artist. But, like, at the same time where you say, like, Coloring Book is an independent album, he's also backed by SoundCloud and Apple Music, which is a huge-ass, like, company.
Which is better than having a deal.
Yeah, like, but it's, like, to say that he's independent because he's not signed to a record label is, like, kind of false. Like, just because he has that backing, like...
I think the other thing that's kind of wild about Chance that it just kind of dawned on me is, too, he's politically connected pretty well, like right at the hip.
Yes, his dad worked for President Obama for, like, I think 2 or 3 years.
He could be finessing a deal for SoundCloud to get some financial breaks or some shit. But let's not get involved in the politics. If you want to check out politics, check out at LBN Marge. That's our politics guy. He won't shut the fuck up about it.
But check out Chance's new song on SoundCloud with Young Thug.
The best country artist known to man. But on to our next one. This one, I feel weird about this because mostly because of the person, not mostly, totally because of the person that it's about. Tyler, the Creator, says hasn't said it, but he has said it previously.
He's implied it. He's
literally tweeted it that he's gay. The thing is, it's Tyler, the Creator, and I don't know if you could believe a fucking thing he says ever, because I can't tell what's an act, what's real, what's not, everything. So
I mean, he said some weird shit like on the same kind of topic before in his songs. Like, he's alluded to being gay. Like, I mean, it sounds like he doesn't really mean it when he says it, but like the more and more he does. But like, my point was, like, why didn't he just come out when Frank Ocean came out? Like, that would have just made sense to me.
I'm just confused.
Maybe he is gay. I mean, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I still think his new album is going to be fire. Like, it literally doesn't matter.
It's just, it's Tyler, the Creator, so I don't think it's a publicity stunt like everybody thinks it is. I don't think he'd do that if he actually is gay. Point blank. I don't think a real gay person would be like, hey, I'm gay and I'm using it to my advantage. That's just fucked up if he is doing that. Especially, I mean, it is Pride Month. He could be piggybacking on a lot of shit. But I don't think Tyler, the Creator, would do something like that. Especially, he's a brand, and I don't think that's good for a brand to fuck over or propagate something like that just because you say you're gay. Like, if he's doing that, that's fucked up. If he's actually gay, completely about it. That's awesome for him.
Also want to highlight that his new album is supposed to be called Scumfuck Flower Boy.
Yeah, that is kind of gay.
I think it's hilarious.
Now, in the notes for our next one, I literally have Stormzy's Lukaku. Kyle, what is...
I'm just going to explain it.
Okay.
All right, so Romelu Lukaku, famous football player. They call soccer football everywhere else besides here, so...
Because America's pretty stupid.
Yes. And so the Irish Herald, I believe, was the newspaper. It was an Irish newspaper. Put in a little article about that. Him moving to Manchester United, is a very big deal. Except for the picture that they put of Romelu Lukaku isn't really him. It's UK rapper Stormzy. Granted, they're both big black men with beards, but, really, as a company, you don't look into that. That's, a huge...
For the American
huge
perspective, let's just say James Harden, he just signed that $200 million deal, which is fucking absurd. But he just signed it, and let's say a newspaper put a picture of Rick Ross in the paper instead of James Harden. That's what, and it got produced around. That's kind of, how the fuck do you do that? That's
still, that's at least mildly racist, right? I'm not wrong to say that that's at least mildly racist. That they confuse the two.
It could be because they do look similar, but it's yo, bro, you run a paper company, don't you fact check? Can't you just Google search that image and be like, oh shit, it's a rapper. Why are there no pictures of him in a football jersey playing football? No, couldn't do it. That's too difficult. And one last topic, Kyle. What's today's big history thing?
All right, so today, July 15th. In 1961, Stevie Wonder originally signed for Motown when he was 11 years old when he signed. And he went on to make, I think, 23 studio albums, several live albums, several soundtracks. He's just one of the best musicians of all time. And this day is really important for that, when he was still little Stevie. Playing the piano, it's very significant.
Stay woke, he could see. Just stay woke to it, bro. Stay woke to all that shit. But, alright, that's the end of this segment, and, I hope you guys enjoyed that first little one. But on to our next one, which is, gonna be, it's festival season, guys. So since it's festival season, while it's going on, we're gonna be picking a festival every week and spotlight it. Look at the lineup, kind of see who our highlights of. Is it worth the price of admission? Festivals are fairly expensive to get in there. Is it worth it? And also, what social media has been saying about it, what people we know that are there, what's the feedback been? So, this one is we're picking it because, one, it's going on, but it's also kind of a personal one for me to a degree. It's Camp Bisco in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I've worked this festival twice for Live Nation, and it's an interesting festival to say the least. On the working side of it, I got to see what goes the production and everything that goes into these events, and it's a fucking town, bro. It is, I believe there's 14,000 campers this year. I need to double check the numbers. But there's about 14,000 people just living there for 4 days. And they're having the time of their fucking life. You could spend 4 days there for, I believe it's $270 at the gate. If you just showed up there right now and wanted to get a camping spot, it'd be probably about closer to $300 with taxes. But, Kyle, what do you think of the lineup? Who are your highlights that you're seeing there? You got anybody that picks your fancy that you'd want to go see, or that you've heard of, anything like that?
Well, of course, I would like to see Action Bronson again. I saw him really quickly at Yams Day last year.
He's awesome. I got the Bronson flow going on with my beard.
Yeah. I like some of Grizz's stuff a lot, so he would be cool to see. Pretty Lights would be really cool to see. I think Bass Nectar too. Even some of the like lower cards like 12th Planet, Wax Future. I know a little bit about them. I think it would be cool. I don't know if I would be willing to spend $270, however, because like a lot of the artists I still am not too familiar with.
Now, me personally looking at this, the first thing it says on the headline is it's 6 sets of the Disco Biscuits. Now, the history of this festival, really quick, it was originally in Philly. It's by the Disco Biscuits, and this is produced by the Disco Biscuits. So it got moved up here. So the Disco Biscuits are the main feature headline. They got 6 sets. I've seen Disco Biscuits with the 2 I've worked probably at least 8 sets. I'm Disco Biscuit out. Bass Nectar, though, was probably one of the Bass Nectar, yes. Pretty Lights, yes. Grizz, yes. Lotus, yes. Action Bronson, again. He's fucking dope, bro. He brings the energy. He's this big-ass man, and he just brings the thunder. Like, that man puts on a fucking show. Now, as for, like, the undercard, this festival is interesting because it's walking around and going see what's going on. You get to meet, obviously you get to meet people everywhere, but this one has more of a family vibe of it. It's kind of a smaller venue overall for a festival, and you get to really know the people around you. So there's a water park. I saw Flatbush Zombies while just standing in a water park. That was dope. It's just one of those festivals, man, that I think should get a little bit more publicity, should be a little bit more out there. Now, it's gotten some negative headlines because of some drug usage and that type of shit. They've definitely cracked down on that.
I feel like that's every festival, though.
That's everywhere. But the county has said they're cracking down on it more. I'm locally live near this festival, so it's a huge local story every year when it comes about, it brings the negative publicity to the area. No, it doesn't. It brings a lot of money and a lot of revenue to this area, and that venue could use it.
What about, like, the camping area?
It goes down in the camping area.
Yeah.
It goes down. It goes down. So, yeah.
All right, for our next recurring segment, we're going to have Artist Spotlight, and every week we're basically going to both going to agree on an artist. It could be somebody old that just is underappreciated, so like for that we would highlight more their influence, or it could be like an up-and-coming artist that we feel like nobody knows enough about, and we're just trying to like get you in contact with them. We'll explain like what they're doing for their specific genre. We'll give you like some albums, some songs to look up by them to get you started, and just explain why they're important.
And if you have an artist you'd like to nominate, hit us up on Twitter at Humansfromaplace, and give us an artist that you think deserves a shout out. Let us know. We'll give them a listen. Maybe even give them a shout them out. I don't even know what I just said. I'm gonna pass it back to Kyle now. Kyle,
You suck.
all right, Kyle. So who's our first band tonight?
All right, so the first artist we have spotlighted, Dirty Heads.
I'm on vacation every single day 'cause I love my occupation. I'm on vacation every single day, every single day.
Point blank. All right, let me tell you about these guys. Dirty J and Duddy B are the two main vocalists. They have a very, very unique sound. It started off pretty much being reggae with like hip hop and just some hardcore influences. It's a pretty weird upbringing. But point blank, they're pretty much I don't even know what genre to call them now. That's one of Kyle's criticisms of them. One, because he'll talk about it when we get to it. But yeah, Dirty J, Dirty J and Dirty B, they're definitely unique, very very unique. Seeing them live, they put on one of the best shows I've seen. I've seen them twice. And if you ever have the opportunity, check out one of their shows. They have a very, very unique vibe where it's 1 minute you're at a reggae concert, the next moment you're at a hip-hop concert, then the next second you're at a rock concert. That's the vibes they give off, and you don't see that often at shows. It's awesome. Kyle, you hate them, right?
My major criticism is just that they sound too mainstream at times, and they get away from their actual style and to try to be more popular at points. But when they do that, it's annoying to me. But as far as most of their actual music, it's a unique blend of reggae, rap, and ska together, and I don't think anybody makes music quite like it, to be honest. And as far as, they've collaborated with both Be Real from Cypress Hill and Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
Tech Nine too, don't forget.
Yeah, if you know rap, you know those people, and getting to do collaborations with them speaks to.
And then another
talented.
one that a lot of people, another one that a lot of people are surprised by. They've done a feature with M Shadows from Avenged Sevenfold too. So that's kind of the spectrum you're dealing with. It's they got some rock and rap influence, and then reggae, and then now there's almost a dance holy EDM vibe to it at times too, with some of their remixes that they put out. I like it personally. Some of their fans aren't happy with it. I love it. But I think that about wraps up that segment, Kyle, don't you think? Just don't fucking talk.
Just gathering my thoughts.
No. Whenever you needed a break.
Alright, so for this segment, normally we're going to highlight an album. It's usually going to be one from this year, specifically. But since this is our first show, and it's already halfway through this year, we thought it would be cool to just kind of highlight everything that's been good this year, say our top albums. Normally this segment is going to be way more in depth, but now it's going to be more about just talking about this year so far in general.
Okay, so I'll get it started with a top three. Mine, keep in mind, this is just the top three of this year. It's kind of jaded. I'm not going to lie. This year for me has been a down year, kind of, to a degree for music. I'm waiting for the second half. But so far this year, we're going to go with Drop Top Wop by Gucci Mane. I want to start there. I just want to throw that out there. Then next, we're going to be definitely looking at Humans from Gorillaz. And then my last is Damn by Kendrick Lamar. So those are my quick top three. Those are in no particular order. That's just, three that I think are must-listens. That's how I'll judge those.
All right, well, I have to disagree with you that 2017 has been a down year. To me, I think a ton of good albums are being released. I like two of yours, the second two. Not so much Gucci. But definitely Gorillaz' new album is one of the albums of the year, and I think Kendrick's, but I have that a little lower on my list. To name a top three, though, I would have to say Drunk by Thundercat, Control by SZA, and Process by Sampha. Those are actually all R&B albums. You went for, Gorillaz is alternative, but
I'll start with Gucci just because I just want to get it out there. Have you listened to the album?
A few songs. I have not listened
Have
to it
you
in its
listened to
entirety.
like Met Gala, Finesse the Plug, Both
Yes.
Eyes Closed, like?
Yes.
And you don't like it?
No. I am not a Gucci fan, though.
How don't you? How don't you like it? It's a perfect blend of just Southern ignorance mixed with the perfect beats. Like that's what you want when you're just driving around chilling. Like that's that's what I listen to when I'm going to work. Like that's just, I love it.
I don't know.
It's good summer music to listen to when you're cruising around. I'll start there, Kyle. Give me a little summary of one of your albums. Like I mean, if you, I mean, I don't know. Have you? Unless you completely want to shut down my album, I think it's fire.
I'm not finna do that, but I'll start with Process by Sampha. It's like, it's neo soul, but definitely like more updated. It's definitely new sounding. He's from England, so of course he has the accent with his singing, but it sounds really refined. The way that he sings, like it's definitely really unique. The album itself is about the loss of his mother, mostly, and more so like him dealing with it after the fact. It's more about dealing with losses and getting back to like regular life. It's honestly a very sad album.
For me, and the next album I picked was Gorillaz, Humans. And some of the features on the album are ridiculous. They got Vince Staples, De La Soul, Danny Brown, Pusha T, and they don't really need me to tell. I mean, if you don't know who Gorillaz are, you probably haven't made it this far into this podcast, quite honestly. It's the Gorillaz. Like,
Nah, I agree. Honestly, the Gorillaz album might be my fourth pick, aside from my top three. I think every album they've put out so far, even from Gorillaz, Demon Days through now, has all been fantastic. And even when they bring it back like years later now, they're still just fantastic. They basically feature a different artist, at least one on every single track. Even my girl from England, Ray Black, was on the one song. I was really surprised to see that. But the production is just A1 as always. They are immensely talented. Another one that I picked was SZA's Control. She just has a beautiful voice, and this, again, like Sampha's, is a very personal album. It has to do with her relationship, him cheating on her, and a bunch of problems they had. Like she says, control. It's really like speaking about a power struggle in that kind of sense. And she really just does a great job.
she's on TDE, right?
Yeah, she's on TDE with Kendrick and Schoolboy Q and everyone. But she sounds like more classic R&B. She doesn't have. Of course, Kendrick and Travis Scott are featured on the album, but the whole vibe of the album is not like that.
And my last pick out of my top three was Damn, Kendrick Lamar. He is an American hip-hop artist, if we're being very specific. But his album is bad as fuck, man. It's awesome. Like, you could go to the bar and you could play a song when you're just chilling there. You could be riding around and it's got the perfect vibe for you, but he didn't abandon his core audience, and he's transcending more than music. It's Kendrick. It's Kendrick, dog.
I've been a huge fan of Kendrick for a while.
We could sit here and talk about Kendrick. That could be an individual show probably one day.
Several.
But, yeah, I mean, it's Kendrick. But Kendrick's not your top album this year?
As far as the whole story behind it, he, of course, all of his albums have a story behind it. I think that's brilliant. As far as sounding like together and cohesive, I think it does a great job.
It sounds like a collection of songs. I do agree with that.
No, I think it does. I think it does sound cohesive. To me, it does.
I didn't think that compared to his other albums.
No, not compared. I think where he really fell off was lyrics-wise, but still...
But that's trying to get a bigger reach, I think.
I understand. But even... What I like is even if he does fall off a little bit like that, the concepts are still there. And the things that you should take away from listening to it are still there. Okay, well, I'm not going to talk about Drunk by Thundercat because that's actually the album that we're going to be talking about next week for this segment.
Yeah, make sure you listen to that. What we're going to be doing this week from our social media accounts, we're going to be tweeting out the individual tracks all week. So give them a listen, follow along on social media, get involved in the show, guys. At The Lightbulb on Twitter. Get involved.
As far as you saying that 2017 is a down year for music, I really have to disagree. One of my other top albums of the year, and this you won't know, like most people don't know jazz music, but Christian Scott, Attuned to Jua, has released 2 albums this year, Ruler Rebel and Diaspora. He plans on releasing a third to complete those 3 albums that kind of work together. He's really bringing a new sound with he is so talented at playing the trumpet. Like his trumpet sounds like an old jazz player, but the music behind it sounds updated and new and fresh, and he's just fantastic. As far as other albums, Big Fish Theory by Vince Staples just released. There's also The Iceberg by Odyssey, which he's indie. He kind of falls under the radar a lot. As far as UK rap goes, Stormzy with Gang Signs and Prayer is an amazing album. Loyal Carner, Yesterday's Gone. Jay Huss with Common Sense. As far as more alternative music, Fleet Foxes with Crack Up released this year. That's an excellent album. Toro y Moi with Boo Boo just released this past week. We'll have more about that, honestly. And the XX I See You is a fantastic album to check out. And I seriously think 2017 is a great year for music, in my opinion.
I think it's a year of emerging artists. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. As well, I mean, Sid from the Internet just broke out with her debut album, Finn. As well as Goldlink, At What Cost. He's finally getting recognition. A ton of production by Kate Trinata, who is just incredible.
Some other albums that are going to be coming out by the end of July that we may be mentioning, we may talk about if they're good. I mean, we haven't. Some of them haven't come out. Some of them haven't come out yet. Some of them we haven't listened to yet. For me, I'm looking at it right now. Oh, hold on. Foster the People's got a new one coming out. Lana Del Rey, 9 Inch Nails, Tyler the Creator. You mentioned that. And that's really it for the rest of July. 21 Savage just had an album come out. I'm gonna say, I listened to 2 or 3 songs and I
wouldn't get that far, so I applaud you.
Yeah, I don't like it. Now Jay-Z had some good shit just come out.
Jay-Z's album, I mean, it's still new, but definitely one of the best albums to come out this year.
French Montana just had something come out. I didn't listen to it yet. That's another new release.
All right, so for our last segment, we're going to have Fire of the Week, where each of us just pick a new track that we feel like you should listen to. Mine for this week is Mona Lisa by Toro y Moi. You want to go now, or should I?
No, I am. I just don't. How do you say that? A shall.
Okay, since Scott apparently can't even say his Fire of the Week, at least the artist, it's A Shall. And the name of the song is Love and Hennessy.
And yeah, we're going to play both those songs as the outro of the podcast today, guys. So follow the podcast at Humansfromaplace on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at LBN_Scott. Kyle?
I'm at LBN_KG for music, football as well, soccer to you Americans.
And then follow our main page at the_light_bulb. And check us out there too. That's our main page. We got politics, we got news, we got a whole bunch of shit going on over there. So have a happy day, guys. Have a good one.
One.
Drinks when you see me out. You don't like it when I bring a girl around. I gotta calm you down, sit you on the couch, pulling down your hands, grabbing on your mouth. I know, I don't call back, yeah, it's me, I know. I've been so gone since when we last spoke, doing what we did since when we last spoke. Un poco love with some Hennessy. You know I like it when you're mad at me. I know you